is up? Just playing a little Night Rain. Not Night Rain, Dark Souls 3. Gonna go fight the Crystal Sage. Yeah. Should be interesting. Can you hear me now? Oh, okay, my mic was muted, but currently just in Baron Keep, doing another run through for the final ending to get the platinum. You want to know a funny thing you can do with these two guys? So basically they're chasing you, right? What the fuck? Okay. Well, that one did it. But yeah, they just literally jump off the cliff like that. Normally it's both of them. I don't know why that one time it was only one of them, but it's just kind of funny. I need some good miracles to use if anyone has any recommendations. Yeah, that's true. Maybe I'll respec and do intelligence instead of miracles, because I feel like there's not that many great miracles. All of them are what? I just feel like sorcery, there's so much more I can do. Oh, I can use Sunlight Spear now. That's actually pretty nice. But how many Sunlight Spear uses do I even get? And then I probably need that ring on that boosts my miracles. Yeah, I'm just struggling to get the Sunlight medals. I don't have anyone to play co-op with. I know I can farm them from the Knights, but that's just so tedious. I have a friend who gets on like once a week and we do a few bosses. Let's see. Yeah, they got 14 of those and then just 6 proofs. The worst part about this platinum is this covenant farming. I put on the lightning clutch ring. Would increase my Sunlight Sphere. Yeah, surprisingly I've gotten almost every single one of those proofs just naturally through just doing my playthroughs while in the Blade of the Dark Moon Covenant. So I actually haven't had to farm any. But yeah, the proofs are by far the worst. That and the shackles. Do the miracle rings stack? Doesn't look like they do. Oh, they do, okay. Actually, we can just test it right now. So we'll just see how much damage Sunlight Spear does with it. Alright, so 401. And then so now we got both of them on. Oh, they do stack. But is it worth using 2 ring slots? My FP is so low. Probably need to just switch to Lightning Spear for now. What do you mean, attunement? I thought attunement only increases the number of spells I can do. Or is attunement like mind? It also increases my FP bar. Ah, I see. So I should level that up. Fuck, 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 don't get cursed. So, some good advice. I'll have to... Maybe I should just go to Rosaria first so that I can respect. I've always wanted to do an intelligence build. I've never done it in these games, but it's just, I feel like I can never get an attack off before I get mobbed. I see. But like, when do you get the window to attack? Did you know that the Road of Sacrifices is the Darkroot Basin? Just all dried up in the future. Yeah, you gotta, it's not where I am, but it's the other part. But yeah, once you see it, you can't really unsee it. Sometimes I forget that I'm on New Game Plus 2 and these enemies hit much harder than they did in the original. I hate this guy's laugh. takes so long to level up. Yeah, I got all the rings, I think, in my first 2 playthroughs. I just need to get the ones in this playthrough. And I've gotten all the sorceries and pyromancy, so I just need the miracle. Also, is pyromancy good in Dark Souls 3? I've never known like a proper build for it, but... Here's one Darkroot reference, but it's this guy here with the spider shield, which one of the Forest Hunters has in Dark Souls 1. One of many little callbacks. Yeah, there's tons of those in Farron Keep, because Farron Keep is what Darkroot Garden. It's the same, like, spot, basically. Which is really cool. Which is kind of another reason we know that the Road of Sacrifices is, like, the Darkroot Basin. Because if Farron Keep is Darkroot, then it would only make sense that the... Fuck, at these dogs. It would only make sense that the place right next to it is, like... the same. Yeah. Yeah, there's this... I'm gonna make probably a video in, like, a couple days or something about... some like connections, but yeah, one of them is Elizabeth, who is watching over like Dusk of Ulaseel's armor set. You can also find Dusk of Ulaseel's crown at a different tree. The Grue are just like the Bloatheads. You get the Divine Ember and the Sage's Soul in Darkroot and Farron Keep, which allow you to do like divine / blessed infusions. Another huge thing is the Abyss Watchers, which are like the followers of Artorias. You know, that's why they're in this area, is because they used to be Ulaseel. And then there's also like the swords in the ground, which are just like the swords that were around Artorias' grave. And you can even find like, I mean, it's debatable, but the bridge and doorway that led to Sif's Arena is the one that you open after lighting the 3 torches. What would happen if I killed Gel now? Did I just... I mean, I've already done the DLC, like, twice. Damn, he's really just not there. Oh no, it says he'll respawn after a reload. Yeah, apparently you can't kill him now. Any, like, tips for a pyromancy build, or no? Stand these dog things.
Fire for Arendelle. Fire for Arendelle.
Oh, yep, there he is. He's back.
Dear, oh, then, oh, you, oh.
What does this message say?
Oh, I need you to show her a prop if you try.
Maybe I'll go fight Grave Tender and Grave Wolf.
Thank you.
Also, some pretty cool reused assets. Not 100% sure, but let me see here real quick. Yeah, so this cave here, like lore-wise, it is a completely different place, but it's actually the exact same cave from the Dark Souls 1 DLC. This is the cave that you walk out of, and then you fight the Sanctuary Guardian. Like I said, this is very clearly reused assets, because this is the Painted World, so... But just a pretty cool little asset reuse. I don't know if you played the DLC for Dark Souls 1, but you start in the cave here, and you go outside and fight some lion. And you can even like pull up, I literally just pulled up a YouTube video, and it's just 1-to-1. Some people get mad over stuff like that, but I think it's awesome. Yeah, I mean, you're totally right. And plus, 99% of people wouldn't recognize this. I even just Googled it. I can't find a single post online about it. Maybe I'll make it into like a reel or something, but I mean, yeah, that's part of the reason we got so many, badass games in such a short period of time, because of stuff like this. Nothing wrong with it at all. Did I rested this already? Okay. The Millwood Knights are pretty similar to Godfrey. I don't know if you noticed that. A lot of people don't even fight the Millwood Knights, so it's kind of hard to catch, but a lot of the reels I post on Instagram are pointing out stuff like that. A pretty cool thing is that the Fly Hive in this DLC is the same like place as Dark Souls 1. And this right here, I believe, is the longest ladder in a Souls game. Maybe the Darkroot base in Hydra. Yeah, they do, but that's because I think in the lore, Ariandel is a reconstruction. While Ariamis is the original, so... Fuck. That would explain the changes, but right here, this part here is supposed to be the part from Dark Souls 1. And it's the same layout, like beneath here is the fly trap, or the fly hive, and that's where the bone wheel skeletons are, and like the tunnels in the sewer you go into. This statue right here is the same like statue that the Phalanx surrounds in Dark Souls 1. So, and even when you pull the little valve in the fly hive, the statue rotates just like it does in Dark Souls 1 when you pull the valve in the bone wheel skeleton room. So a lot of it has changed, but some parts stay the same.
Welcome. I'm
ready to talk to you. What would happen if I killed Sister Fried now? Okay. Not what I was expecting. Nope to what?
Lady Frieda has sent out a carry-on.
Doesn't this guy try and kill me later?
Mad horror. What is Lady?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can also see Priscilla's arena in the Painted World. Another cool little Easter egg. Which is surprisingly in a completely different spot than it was in the original. But Priscilla's arena is the above where you fight Gravetender and Gravewolf. Which we're about to be. Fuck. Oh my gosh. Which we're about to be headed there. Oh wow, that's actually, I just read something that kind of blew my mind. Apparently, I don't know if this is true, but apparently the painted worlds depict Oolacile. Which would explain why the cave is the same, and then apparently there's some other geographical features that are also the same. One of them being this giant, you know, chasm, sort of like where you fight the Hydra and Calamite. I would have to read like the entire post he made, but it could be that the devs like just took Oolacile and reskinned it to save time, or that like lore-wise the painter was trying to paint Oolacile. I don't. That's like a whole rabbit hole. That's would explain a lot. But FromSoft is also extremely good at reusing assets in a way that most people wouldn't notice. So, but yeah, this area down here would kind of be similar to the area where you fight the Hydra and Calamite. Right here you can see Priscilla's arena. That's where you fought Priscilla in Dark Souls 1, although, you know, this is a reconstruction, so it's not the same place, but it's the same, you know, building. It would what? Sorry, I'm trying to remember what I... Also, there's a tower over there that looks pretty similar to the tower that you fight Haviland. Actually, shit, I was thinking that the other day. I was in that tower, and I was like, this is just like the tower that you go up to fight the Taurus demon. But, like, smaller. Alright, let me get the big guns out for this fight. Should have put on Power Within. Slow this time, maybe. go? Where'd he go? Oh no. Heal, 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 heal. Thank God. That was a close one. Yeah, it's crazy. I know there's a way to get up to Priscilla's arena, but can't remember how. How do I think I have to warp out of here. I still feel like there's something to do in this room that, like, I don't know about. So we want to go to, I want to show you this tower here. Well, are you on PlayStation? I was gonna say I don't mind summoning you for bosses and whatnot, but I don't know if you're on PlayStation. So yeah, that tower here, or there, is just like it's very similar to the tower in, like, Darkroot, where you fight Havel, but it's a lot smaller on the inside. I wish I could, like, just open something on my TV so that I could see them, like, side by side. I got 280,000 souls. I need to level up before I die. Thank God.
Welcome home, Ashen One. Speak thine heart's desire. Very well, then touch the die. Very well, then hit.
Is it worth doing attunement, or should I? I think I'm just going to do strength for now until I respec, and then I can put some into attunement. Yeah, so I'm kind of like reading about the lore on it, about why parts of Ulasil are in the Painted World, and like I said, it's a whole rabbit hole, but apparently like the Painted World of Ariandel is meant to be somewhere that's like a sanctuary in a way, and there's still, you know, just dark things from the past here as a result. What's up, Israel? Izzy? Yo, Israel, I just made like a crazy discovery, sort of. Definitely gonna make a post on it tomorrow. But yeah, this looks... Well, I'm starting to notice that... Okay, well, basically what it was is that the cave from, like, the first DLC of Dark Souls 1 is in the Painted World of Ariandel in Dark Souls 3. And, like, obviously it's not the same place lore-wise. So it's either, like, reused assets or the Painted World is meant to be, like, a depiction of Ulasil. So I'm, like, reading about it now, and they actually have, like, a lot of similar geographical features. Like this tower is just like the tower that you fight Havel in. That spirals upwards, and then there's also the giant chasm, which is similar to where you fight the Hydra, and then the cave before the Sanctuary Guardian. Yeah. You'd have to... I don't know how fresh the Dark Souls 1 DLC is in your mind, but if you had recently played it, then you would definitely recognize this cave. Like I said, it's most likely reused assets, but maybe there is some sort of lore reason as to why. Alright. So you know, like, when you first go to the DLC, you're in that cave, and then you walk out of that cave to fight the Sanctuary Guardian? Yeah. But not the cave in between the Sanctuary Guardian and the mushroom. I'm talking about the one that you initially, like, spawn in. Yeah, let me just show you the place real quick. So, like, when Manus first takes you back to the DLC in Dark Souls 1, you spawn in a room that looks just like this. And then you walk out of this cave, and you fight the Sanctuary Guardian. And if you pull up, like, a video of that, you'll see it's literally the exact same cave, just reskinned. But like I said, it's possible FromSoft just, like, stripped the map of Ulasil and just made it into the Painted World, but it could be that there's lore reasons of why the Painted World and Ulasil have similar geographical features. But yeah, crazy stuff. And then, you know, the tower that you fight Havel in looks just like that one, and then there's also the big chasm that you take a ladder down into, just like you do to fight the Hydra. Yeah, same. But I mean, maybe the Painted World creator wanted the Painted World to resemble Oolacile because it's like some sort of sanctuary. I don't know the details, but like if you were to look up a video now of like the start of the, yeah, basically what I'm thinking. But yeah, like down here is kind of like the Calamite / Hydra area. And then there's the tower there. Pretty interesting stuff. I'm trying to think of where you're referring to. Are you talking about that ice thing that just collapsed? There's a place like that in Dark Souls 1. Oh yeah, that's true. That area is a lot smaller, but I do see what you're talking about. It's weird though, the thing about Oolacile is that if there's like one place that the Painted World might be like modeled after, like I feel like Oolacile would make sense. Like I feel like that's the place that the painter would make if he had to make the Painted World based on a real world place. It's just weird how if you play these games enough times, you start to see things that weren't there before, in a way. Well, no, the DLC for Dark Souls 1 is like in the past. Basically, Manus brings you back in time. This weapon is so good. Very powerful. Probably one of the highest DPS weapons in the game. And that's where they got the idea for Elden Ring. Elden Ring's Divine Bridge is from. I hate New Game Plus sometimes. Dual wielding. Oh yeah, I have like the dual wielding dex katanas that are good. Maybe you're talking about like the Cell Sword Twin Blades or something. Yeah, I've heard those are good. Hang on, I gotta run to the restroom, but I'll be back. Alright. I'm back for now. I have not. I thought it was free, but apparently it's not, but yeah, thinking of getting it at some point. I've been playing a lot of Night Rain again lately. Convinced some friends to get it, so I've been helping them with bosses. May as well kick this down. I'm probably gonna get off soon, just because it's late, and I want to read some more about that cave. And not the cave, but just see if there is some sort of lore connection between the two. Oh yeah, Israel, do you know about Darkroot Basin in Dark Souls 1? I had a friend make a post on Reddit about like a cool discovery, and it got like thousands of upvotes, and everyone was like freaking out. But do you know like where Darkroot Basin is? What it looks like in Dark Souls 1? Yeah, so my friend made a post and everyone was like tweaking out over it because like apparently no one's ever posted about it before. But like we know Farron Keep is Darkroot Garden, so it would only make sense that the area next to it with the giant pit must be what Darkroot Basin is in the future. But once you see it, it's kind of hard to unsee it. But basically, the Road of Sacrifices is Darkroot Basin in the future, all dried up. This was like a giant pit in Dark Souls 1. And I mean, right now I'm at the Road of Sacrifices. And the craziest thing is that there's a cave back here that's pretty similar to the cave that has the bonfire that leads to New Londo Ruins. It's a lot wider now. I guess you could equate that to erosion, but this is kind of like the one that the Black Knight is patrolling near. The cave is kind of collapsed now. But this would be where the bonfire was, and it looks a little bit further back in Dark Souls 1, but you know, of course the world changes. Farron Keep is the giant swamp. But yeah, no, this is definitely Darkroot Basin. I mean, if it was just me saying it, then maybe it wouldn't be too convincing, but the fact that, you know, there was a post about it and you had thousands of upvotes and then people freaking out, like, saying stuff like nice catch, or like I never noticed. I feel like that kind of solidifies it in my mind that they were where they are this time. And then Farron Keep, this area here. Oh yeah, hang on. Let me fucking... Fuck this dude. He's fucking chasing me. Fuck. Yeah. How do I do that? Strike an audio mixer. Ah, here we go. Alright, maybe that makes it a little better. Yeah, I didn't even realize it was that loud, I guess. Yeah, I'm probably about to head off and go to bed myself. But yeah, don't forget to like the stream and subscribe, and I post Souls content daily and stream every night, so thank you for watching. And I hope to see you all again.